Welcome to The Lounge, the Her Lounge that is, where we share laughter, life experiences, and heart-to-heart dialogue. I am Lynn.
I'm Juna.
I'm Pauletta.
I'm Queasy, and we are
your four best new girlfriends.
Hey, everybody.
What up, what up, what up?
Welcome to The Lounge. Happy Thursday. This is where we connect with you through laughter, life experiences, and heart-to-heart dialogue. Our intro already said that set, but I just wanted to say it again. So today, we are talking about something I think is such a great topic. Mm-hmm. It made me really start taking eval of my life and my relationships. We're talking about transactional relationships. One thing that I've learned about transactional relationships, you can be in a relationship and only one person know that it's transactional. Mm. The other person think it's, what's the other word? Reciprocal.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not. You know, so sometimes one person can be looking at a relationship as transactional, when another can be looking at the relationship as something long-term or that it's supposed to be in a relationship of exchange. So that's so important that both people understand that we're in this for this. Right. It needs to be understood. So I think this is really, really good. And you know, Queese is our resident
statistician.
So Queese, give us some statistics. I sound like her. Give me some statistics.
Give us some stats.
I done rubbed off on me. You know what? Let me just start trying to use the big word. Queese, give us some stats.
Give us some numbers.
On transactional
Give us some numbers, baby.
So I tried to find numbers. What I want to start off with is just making sure everybody understand what a transactional relationship is. Yeah. So Google AI overview has become one of my favorite sources. So just get ready. Anyway, so
get ready. To rumble.
You finna come with it or something?
I'm gonna be using them a lot. So praise them. Okay, so transactional relationship is a connection where actions are primarily motivated by the expectation of receiving something in return, rather than genuine affection or emotional connection. It's like a business relationship, right? It's a business take of a relationship. It's a give and take dynamic. Now, there are key characteristics, and we can break it down. I'll probably just give about 3 of them. But reciprocity, y'all know that word messed me up last time, so I'm so proud of myself.
I see you.
Look at here. Okay, so
what did you say the last time?
I don't know.
Reciprocity.
That thing took me down.
Rainbow.
No, she did say no rainbow.
I can't stand you, Paul.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So reciprocity, it's a core element where the expectation is that we both give to each other, right? But you have to make that clear in the beginning of the relationship what the expectations are. But then they say there are self-serving relationships where these relationships often prioritize individual needs and desires over mutual care and understanding. For example, business transactions, goods and services, exchange for payment, even in personal relationships where favors are expected to be returned. So what really caught my interest is, I'm going to get a little risky here for me.
Oh, what could that be? I'm excited. Risky for Queese, the mother that prays.
So,
the mother that prays. She got a mug that say, "This mama pray."
That's what the mug say? Shut up. This mama pray. Do it say D-I-S?
No,
D-I-S or T-H-I-S?
This mama
That's how she read it.
Praise God. So it says,
oh God.
We got to get through this.
Come on now.
Okay, so it says 23.8% of respondents report that they have not engaged in transactional relationships and sex, but 16.8 said that they do and they have within the past year. Okay, I'm gonna give this statistic, but hey, when I work, I expect something in return. But they want to talk about paycheck
in sex or just.
Oh, I'm moving on to the next. I gave you as much as I could on that. Take it.
She said, "Cause when I work."
You do that well, what she mean?
You know Pauletta do.
Okay, come on.
Okay, So
Poor
it
Queen
says
can't even get through her
61%
statistics.
of
thing tearing me
employees
up
view
today.
their work relationship as primarily transactional. But where I saw the difference was when we talk about like teachers or counselors and stuff like that, because we kind of go beyond the call of duty. So we might not get paid for everything that we do. We might stay over and do tutoring. We may do that. But most people say if I work, I expect the hours that I work to be paid for.
Absolutely.
It is it is transactional.
Unless you know.
I don't want nothing less, nothing more. I don't want to be nobody's friend. I came to get my money, collect my coins. So transactional relationships, what I learned from the research I did, because I can go further into it, but we would be here forever, is that there are people who benefit from it and there are people who are damaged by it. And I just think from what I read, you just have to be clear about what the expectation is. Like what Lynn said at the beginning, that some people don't know their role, or that what they think is reciprocity is actually transactional. So just making sure that you are clear on that, and if that's not what you want, remove yourself from it. So that's all I got.
I think that's good. Pauletta, from a counseling perspective, how detrimental are transactional relationships to building in like genuine emotional connection and trust? Like, because I guess, and I guess they got to kind of go back to what Kwesi was just saying, like some people may know it's transactional, some people may not, but how detrimental is transactional relationships to building like long-lasting emotional connection or trust, something that's genuine, I guess.
I don't know. I would think that the key to a transactional relationship is establishing boundaries. Like I think if you at the onset of the relationship establish this is the boundary, this is what we're gonna do, this is what I expect, this is what I'm giving, then I think that I don't think that there's any negative outcome that can happen with this transactional relationship. And I think that it'll be easy to, if the boundaries are met and the relationship stays within the boundaries, I don't think that it will be hard establishing an emotional connection with other transactional relationships. But I think once the needs aren't met, I think that's when mistrust, uncertainty, all of those things happen, and that causes you to struggle having other transactional relationships. But it's all about the boundaries. But I think you have to have boundaries in any type of relationship.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
But definitely with transactional relationships, because I've been in some relationships where I thought I meant more. And so because I thought I meant more, I was doing more, but was receiving less. But the reason why was because boundaries were never established.
Yeah.
But because in my head, I had created this relationship that really wasn't a relationship. I had created this emotional relationship that was really transactional from their end. Right. And I'm thinking that it was more than just transactional, that this was, a relationship. But again, it was because I did not establish healthy boundaries. And I think people have an issue establishing boundaries because they feel like boundaries are really for you, to keep you safe. You know what I'm saying? Boundaries are for the other people, the people that are on the outside of the boundaries. That's to keep them in line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think people are scared because if you have always been like a people pleaser, or, I don't want to lose friends, or I don't want to be offensive, then you won't have boundaries, and people will be all over the place in your life. But people don't understand that there is such a thing that you can have healthy boundaries with family.
Everybody. Yep.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? But people will be more inclined to have it with friends than they will family, because that's family, that's blood. But I have found that my friends have been thicker than my blood. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't, you know what I'm saying? And I would even go as far to say the family that God has given me. Yeah. So I would definitely say that in transactional relationships, healthy boundaries have to be established. Yeah. And once these healthy boundaries are established and they're met, then it's going to be easier to move into other transactional relationships. I don't know. What do you think,
Juna, what's the difference? What you think is the difference between like a transactional relationship and a reciprocal relationship? And what do you think implies that it's transactional versus reciprocal? What's the benefits? Because some transactional relationships can be beneficial.
That's true.
So what are the benefits, the pros, the cons of either way, whether it's transactional or reciprocal?
So the first question, what's the difference? Transactional versus reciprocal. Transactional says, I am looking for something specific in return. Right? I'm going into this relationship. I'm going into this engagement, this interaction with a specific goal or specific intent. I am looking for something specific in return. Reciprocal relationships, I may not show up the way you need me to every day, right? But there's still mutual benefit. I'm still getting something that's fulfilling
That's
out
good.
of it.
That's good.
It's not specific,
Okay.
right? So transactional, the best example of a transactional relationship is employee and employer. That is the best example.
That's good.
Because the employer expectation specific is for you to perform the work for which you're hired. The employee's specific expectation is to get paid for performing the work in which they were hired, right? The challenge with transactional relationships is when the lines are blurred. There are assumptions being made about the level of care that's to be applied in this dynamic. My employer does not care for me as my friends do. And for me to make assumptions about what they will and how they will and they won't handle me is reckless, in my opinion. Now, I'll say this. Some transactional relationships can bleed over into, it's not to say that there is not any care. But the implications of the transactional relationship is that my care and my loyalty only extends to the point to which my expectations are met.
That's so good. That's so good.
I only care as long as what I've transacted you or engaged with you to achieve is accomplished.
That's good.
If it's not, then yeah. Bye.
Nah, she said bye. I mean, but for real, bye.
Yeah.
And think about it. When you talk about those boundaries, Pauletta, an employer will set boundaries. It's called a handbook.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Employer gonna set the boundaries. This what you can and this what you can't do. This is what we will and what we won't allow.
Yeah.
The problem is we don't.
We don't.
We don't set no boundaries with no employee. We it's only until and a lot of times the disappointment comes on the employee side because there was a misconception about the care.
Yep.
In reciprocal relationships, there's not anything specific, right? But as long as there is mutual care
And benefit, I would say, yeah.
and benefit, then that relationship can be maintained. The benefit of a transactional relationship, when it is understood as such, right? Long as I understand that this is what this is.
What this is.
Right.
Right. Is that my specific expectation is being met.
Right.
And it's to my benefit. Right. I get paid on time. Okay. I get my check on time. Whatever time the check will come. I get it. That's a benefit.
It is.
when I don't get paid on time, you know, that presents challenge. That's where the breach is. So as long as that specific expectation is being met, transactional relationships can be healthy.
Yeah.
But again, you have to be clear and about what the specific expectation is, and make sure that you are not putting yourself in a position to where you have an unrealistic expectation that should come just by association.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I also think that, transactional can be good. Because I always say this, it's a little saying I said, and it's something that God kind of gave me a while back. What if I put what you need inside of somebody you don't like? Because I think we think that we think any exchange has to come through a relationship that we love. And that's not true. There are sometimes God will cause people to cross your path, and there's nothing more than it's supposed to be than you getting out of them what they need. Not using them, but it's transactional. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They may have inside of them the thing that you need, and it may not supposed to go any further than that. And but we try to make friendships out of transactional relationships.
Yes.
And sometimes we ourselves, we blur our own boundaries.
Absolutely.
We blur boundaries. A person can be very clear about what they can do and what they won't do. Like, for instance, in dating.
Yeah.
There have been like certain times and things where I've said, this ain't gonna work for me. Well, that other person don't want to accept that I said that that's not going to work for me. So you think if you keep calling that's going to make me change my mind.
Okay,
No,
I like
I
you
can
now.
have 1,000 conversations with you.
And still.
at a conversation 1,001, what I said at conversation 1 still stands. Yeah. That ain't going to work for me. More conversations ain't going to make it work for me. Yeah. More interaction ain't going to make it work for me. You know what I'm saying? Because immediately at that point, even though it may have started out as reciprocal, because I see that it doesn't have what benefits me.
Yeah.
Now I've shifted from reciprocal to transactional, but the other person is still in reciprocal.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're wondering why I'm not showing up anymore,
Right?
like I
Why I
was,
faded to the
because
back.
at this point I see it don't benefit me anymore.
Yeah.
So now I've shifted that relationship.
Sure.
That my expectation of it from the beginning was that it could be reciprocal.
Yeah.
But when I see that you don't have the capacity
Right.
to reciprocate at the level that I need, now I've shifted it to transactional.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think even in that, you have to be very clear to people. Hey, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Because it's unfair for you to string somebody along and you've shifted.
Yeah.
Now, if they still want to string and you done been straightforward, that's on them. Now it's entering at your own risk. But, there are a lot of relationships, friendships and everything that we start off thinking that this is going to be a relationship of exchange.
Yeah.
And we get into it and we realize that person doesn't have the ability to be the kind of friend that I need, or that person doesn't have the ability to be the kind of friend that I am.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
Your home man.
so even if, like, y'all know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You're friends with people. You love them. You like them. But your level of loyalty is not their level of loyalty. Right. What you see friendship as, they don't see friendship as. Like me, for instance, friendship is being able to have hard conversations. Friendship is being able to say, hey, that I didn't like that. I didn't like when you did that. Or I'm going to say something in my friendship. I'm going to say something. So if you don't want to be in a friendship where it's not confrontational, and I'm not talking about confrontation like I'm not gonna say nothing,
Right.
then I'm not your friend, because I'm gonna say something. If what you posting dumb, I'm gonna say something. If you're looking dumb, I'm gonna say something, because you're my friend. Right. But when I realize that that's not the capacity that you want me in your life, then I shift to transactional, because I realize that ain't what you want. You just want me to be transactional. Right. You just want me to, hey, keep with you, and I can do that. Right. But sometimes disagreements will confirm what a relationship really is. Yes. A small disagreement will show you that what you might have thought was reciprocal is really transactional.
But I think that's I think that's where the importance of conflict.
Conflict is growth.
So it can
right, but I
reveal.
think it's important
Conflict
to
is growth.
have it.
It is.
So that you can really define what this is, because that's what's going to help you determine. Okay, how do I need to move? How do I? To your point. Okay, now that I see, because the only way for me to see is if something happens.
Right. Yes.
Right. If based on what you said, your definition of friendship is for you, how you show up in friendship. Something has to happen for you to show up that way, to see that that's not how they want to.
Right.
To maneuver, yeah. And I'm okay with that.
And then at that point, that's like the turning point, right? Mm-hmm. So how am I going to shift? How am I going to
change
move?
how I show up from that day forward.
But you know what I tell when I'm working with couples, I ask them, one of the questions I ask them is, how do you know when this person is mad? And we'll define or discuss, tell me what was the last heated argument that you had. And if they haven't had a heated argument, I'm like, y'all not ready. Because I don't think you know a part of a person until you've seen them angry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you need to see them angry before you talk about spending the rest of your life with them.
This is what I'm saying, because you could be kikiing and laughing and loving on each other, but then we get in an argument and you knocking me upside my head, and I'm like, where this come from?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important. I think from conflict can come growth.
Absolutely.
You know, and growth either way. Growth, like, okay, how can we grow from this point, or I'm finna grow away from you. Right. You know, I mean, I'm just
growth
saying.
Gonna happen.
Like, either way, conflict can
good,
produce
Pauletta.
growth. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have conflict, like you were saying, and I think people shy away from it because they can't pinpoint what the outcome is going to be.
But also because the nature of man, well, let me say Western men, okay? The culture of Western civilization is impression management. Meaning that I want to control how you see me.
Right.
Basically, you got people who are nice that ain't really nice.
Come on.
They show up nice, but they ain't nice.
Time will tell the story.
You know, they show
Time
up.
will
They
tell the
show up
story.
one way, but no, that ain't who they are. But that's the way they want to be perceived, right? And so, because that's the climate we live in.
That is their representation.
That is their representation.
But you can only uphold representation for so long.
For so long, right? But then, we don't embrace conflict because of that very reason.
Right.
Because I need you to see me as
This
a
was
kind
so
person.
good,
I need you to see me as a nice person, and I don't want to be disruptive, right? I don't want to be seen as difficult. Or I don't want to be seen or viewed as problematic. But the reality is that if I cannot get what I need from being in relationship or engaging with you, then I have to remove myself for my own health.
Yeah.
And you can't be mad about it. Well, you can be, because you have the capacity to be. But
It don't matter.
it ain't for me to manage that. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That is so good. All right, right here. We're going to take a break. See you in a sec.
We hope that you all have been enjoying the conversation so far, but we want you to continue to follow us on our social media platforms at YouTube and Facebook at The Her Lounge, on Instagram at Her Lounge Podcast, and don't you dare forget to subscribe to us on all of these platforms: iHeart, Google, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. Now, let's get back to the lounge.
All right. We're talking about
What's your little group called?
transactional relationships. Listen, okay, let me ask this. I'm going to shift this for a minute. Let's just be honest now.
Okay.
Ooh, this here finna hurt me to talk about right here. Because, I don't never want to talk about getting got. I want to believe that, I'm the player.
That's funny.
But let's be real. We finna heal in here tonight. We about
Get
to
free.
We about to heal.
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 Okay. Let's be honest. Quincy, we're gonna start with you. And this is relationship. We ain't talking about no friendship.
Okay.
We ain't talking about working at no job.
Yeah. We ain't talking about no, business relationship.
We ain't talking about you going to a prayer conference.
Have you ever, and this we gonna go all the way down to me. I gotta be last because this is gonna take a lot for me.
You need to go first.
No. Have you ever been in a relationship that you thought was reciprocal and later found out it was transactional?
Yes. Cause
Did it hurt? Tell
Ooh.
me what it felt like.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. It hurt my feelings big time because he called me sister in the Lord at the end.
Ooh.
That hurt. It hurt my heart
It
so
still
bad.
hurt, though.
Yeah, can you tell?
It still hurts.
Can you tell?
Today.
Can you tell?
At 6:48.
I'm telling you because I had
Hey, your voice cracking.
On my hand.
he had
Oh gosh.
he was a worshiper and had a nice car.
Why her voice cracking?
He could pray good and everything.
What is happening?
And I was like, okay, God. And so
You is a
I
sister,
think
Lord.
once
Yes.
I got to know him, I was mad at one of my somebody I know as a
Tears
brother, because I said, you ain't tell me he was like that. Like, you could have warned me that it was like that. But I remember one day he was hungry and we had been praying. And
What's happening?
The problem is too much prayer.
Too much
I
prayer.
don't think I've ever said there was too much
Too
prayer.
much prayer, not enough push.
he was like, if you love me, you're not going to let me be hungry.
He
Just
said
put
that to you?
Yes, just put some on the back porch for me. And at this time, I was still living at home. I think I was in college. So my mom was like, all that praying, he can't find a job. And then you're not putting none of my food on the back on the back porch. And I was like, well, Mama, he hungry and he need to eat before he go to work. But anyway, so
This is I don't know what's going. That is going. But I'm listening.
toward the end,
Look
when
how Pauletta looking
my
at you.
dad was like, hey, that's my heart right there. Don't play with her. He was like, I want to marry her, all this stuff. So to get from that to sister in the Lord,
But how did the sister? What was happening when he said sister in the Lord?
his mama told me, well, he just wanted to be a friend to you anyway. We had really, he was like, I'm falling for you, all this kind of stuff. And then when it got to the point where I feel like I had totally opened myself up, I was like, man, I can see me marrying this person. Because we were both on the same level.
Praying.
Praying. And it took somebody else coming up to me and letting me know. Well, first she tried to prophet lie to me and tell me that I was her favorite psalmist and blah, blah, blah. Come to find out they were talking at the same time we were.
Oh.
And I remember him telling me, well, I heard him. Let me make sure. Did I hear him tell that I think he told somebody I was his sister in the Lord and I was near. Oh. Right?
And you heard it.
And I heard it. But then years later, a little girl that I mentored was like, did you used to date? I said, date? Oh, date? He said, I was his sister in the Lord. We never dated or whatever. That thing still hurt my, but I was really, I was really serious. So I thought that I had met my partner because he was a musician, producer.
Let me ask you this. Did you miss the flags? Because I know that God says warning always comes. There was something that happened that he showed you it was transactional before you found out it was. But you was all in, so you could, when
I
you're in
couldn't
a
see
storm,
it.
you can't see well.
Yeah, I think I felt that he had already done that with somebody else that I knew.
Okay.
And I felt like that's why they were angry with me when they saw him pursuing me, because they thought it was more that they had and he was playing with them too. And I think I saw that clearly.
But you was like, not me.
I was like, oh, he ain't gonna do me like that. And I got like big time, which is probably why I went away from anybody in ministry.
I was just finna ask, did it make it hard for you to trust?
Yes, but that happened several times because I always was used as the person that I'm a conqueror. You know, I was always known as the one with, if you talked about sex before marriage, I'm going to hang up in your face because that's an insult to me, blah, blah, blah. So many guys that I dealt with, I didn't know. I'm not going to say it was a bet, but it was like, I'm going to be the one that conquer her. And when I found that out, I think that would hurt my feelings. And most of the times when I was standing on it, that ended it. So it was hard for me to really accept a real relationship because I felt like either they wanted me to do a ceremony selection or, you know. I'm for real.
Carlotta,
I think
tell the truth now.
yeah, I'm gonna tell the
It
truth.
just sound like you about to bend something. The way you came up.
Because she don't want to admit.
Yeah.
No, but we started off with boundaries. Like
Okay.
this is what it's gonna be, and we were sneaky linking, and it was good, but you know I caught feelings.
Jasmine Sullivan.
When I say, ooh, I caught feelings, and because I caught feelings and I articulated that I had caught some feelings, like I kind of got ghosted. And,
Really, friend.
Oh man, that
This
hurt.
still hurting you to the day too, ain't it?
I mean,
I know.
only because it was good.
Hold ahead.
Thank you.
In the name.
Thank you. You know, but that was, you know, because we had a like it was like, hey, this is what this is.
But you know what? You thought he had caught feelings.
Yeah, I did. Because
What made you think that?
Because I was putting that thing on him. I was
Look
ready.
at RJ. RJ said. We have a minor in the room as we're taping.
All right,
RJ
so
said,
I'm
"Wait a
trying to be
minute
careful
now."
what I'm saying. I was retching down into my treasure chest. You know what I'm saying? Pulling out all the stops.
You said, I'm going to give him something different.
what?
And he was like, friend girl.
Yep. He's like, this my sister.
Friend girl.
Right, sister in the
Oh,
Lord.
that thing hurts. I know, because
And
I
so
got a
I
story.
feel-
I'm telling
so
you.
I got one too.
That
thing
was
hurt
it.
me.
That was it, you know, because like, I mean, you know, like I missed it.
You do. Your voice just cracked.
I did, because I mean,
You
now
miss it still?
yeah,
that particular person.
that particular person. That was some, you know, some good jello. And so,
That girl said,
you know,
God. Oh,
but he
my God.
Judah.
he done moved, so you know,
For me,
ain't no coming back. I mean, now, I want to
made
go to
the-
Charlotte.
I made
but
the
mean,
mistake of misinterpreting on stage chemistry for
Now that's
reality.
dig, Junior. Dig.
That is good.
And
I mean, that's not good. I'm just saying. That's a
so-
totally
so
different
years ago,
outlook.
when I lived in Atlanta, I did a show, and wait a minute, too specific.
ah, but I thought. Hey, can you bleep that out? Go back 2 seconds. And
Well,
delete.
anyway, well, it's out there now. But I did a show like several years ago, and my scene partner, we had fantastic on stage chemistry, and it was misinterpreted.
Big time.
Big time, because when that chemistry tried to be
Ignited off stage.
off stage, I got my face cracked because it was like, no, I can't be who you want me to be in reality.
Was it because they weren't feeling the same way,
Or
or
because they don't like you.
They was
Your
married.
persuasion.
Shut your mouth. Did you know that?
Because they weren't acting like they were married.
They weren't acting like
Hey,
they were
we
married.
ain't gonna get him in trouble.
But you fell in love with the character.
No,
Oh no. Okay.
Well,
I fell in love with the person that was playing the character.
right.
Wow.
And it wasn't, and we didn't even live in the same city. You know what I'm saying? So it was the long distance that we were trying to, at least I was trying to manage. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you the truth, who I'm managing. I was trying to manage the distance, and it wasn't. It was when he was with me, he was with me.
But when he
I couldn't
wasn't,
find him, then look for contact.
I ain't catch that last part. Can you say that again?
I couldn't find him when he went. Look, I couldn't find him. And back then, I'm gonna date myself. We didn't have all this internet.
that's right.
We didn't have no,
Find nobody.
Really, Pauletta.
We're talking about. Shut up. we talking about like 98,
Okay.
97, like around that time. And I couldn't. There was no internet. You couldn't be, looking for nobody like that. You look, the best you had, your best bet was a yellow page.
Pages.
No, the white
page.
page. Yellow's for
And
business.
if it wasn't in your city, you was just, you had a phone number and that's it, And so, but it wasn't, it took me a while to get over the fact that this wasn't what this was.
Wasn't what you thought it was. Did you feel like a fool?
I did.
It takes a
Pauletta, did you feel like a fool?
hell yeah.
To learn.
Queasy, you felt like a fool?
I did.
I really felt, and the thing about it, you couldn't, I wasn't no, close your ears,
You got to suffer.
close your ears out there. I was not a one night stand kind of chick. You know what I'm saying?
I was.
I wasn't.
Pauletta.
That wasn't me. I wasn't like
Not
that.
anymore.
But I was. I
Get
am.
free.
I
I
am.
wanna be, I'm not.
But that made
I
me
love
realize
God.
that I have to be careful because I am really heavy on connection.
Right.
And if I look,
Me too.
it could be. I can meet you at 10:00. You know, they had to be the
At
thing.
night.
A.M.
No.
If the
I work at
connection is
night.
we together at 12 p.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m.
12 p.m.
2 hours later, we together. You know what I'm saying? So,
At night.
Oh, God, Judah.
we together. We go together.
We go together. What you mean?
Right.
I do my best
me
work
and
at
And
you.
night.
we've been together for a long time.
I love you real bad.
Right,
Late
real
at night.
bad. Right.
In the midnight
So,
hour.
and so,
That's when
so
things
How
turn
y'all
on.
got y'all own
in
conversation?
that
then?
transactional situation that
Jeez.
did teach me about that connection piece that I have to now manage.
I have to manage that too.
I have to manage that.
I'm big, yeah. I have to manage that too. Chemistry and connection is huge with me, especially if they're good looking, especially if I'm physically attracted to them. If I'm physically attracted to them and there's some chemistry and some connection, like I'm then trying to figure out how I can get around all the flags that I
Right,
know
that
I
you
see.
see. Right,
Because
right,
I'm just
right.
like, but he fine,
All
guy.
them United Nations
Yeah.
flags.
You know, right? And I'm trying to figure it out, you know?
United Nations.
Baby, you
Real
see
talk.
You know how many flags are around the United Nations?
What is the G?
No, for
G4
real.
summit? You sit there with all of them.
Yes, literally.
Flags just
God
waving.
literally be like, Lynn,
Just
Lynn,
waving.
Lynn, come on now. I mean, that's literally how God be talking to me.
Now,
Lynn,
Baby.
Lynn,
Now,
Lynn,
Lynn.
what's good for you today gonna frustrate the hell out of you tomorrow.
Yeah. I know
Because
that's
you know the
right.
type of person you are. You a visionary. You love movement. You like a man with vision. You like certain things. Let's just be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
That may work for a minute because it may appease your flesh. But after your flesh has been appeased, what about your future?
Yeah.
You know, and so that's how I have to measure things often. Because I can like somebody. And like sometimes people don't understand. Like they're like, I know you like me. I do. But because I like you don't mean I'm going to be with you. I will stop talking to you and like you a whole lot. Because I've matured enough to a point now where I know like alone don't make for a great relationship. Like alone don't mean you my person. You know, chemistry chemistry by itself don't mean you my person. I know it's deeper than that. But I was I thought I was, never mind. But anyway,
Tell a story,
I always had to
Tell
stop
it.
thinking about what I
If
thought.
the Lord
because it
has
wasn't what I
blessed
thought.
your
That thing hurt
soul.
me to my heart.
You ought
But
to
I
tell
was
it.
dating somebody, And I mean, we were spending a lot of time together. Like the chemistry was there. I met their family. They took me to meet their family. I mean, all of that. Like, every off day we were together. Every weekend we were together. Our weekends intertwined. What we doing this weekend? We out, we about, Friday, Saturday. We just together. The family loved me. My family loved him. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I don't know where we were, but we bumped into some friends of his. And he says, "This is my friend Lynn."
That thing's strong.
Let me tell you how I think. At that very moment, I became who you said I was. See, that's how I am. Oh, that's who I am. I ain't say a word to him. It hurt me, though. It hurt me. It hurt me. I was like, wow. I ain't make no face. But at that moment, I shifted and I became your friend. And he, to this day, probably don't. I always would say, "What's wrong?" I shifted. You made me transactional. Yeah. I became transactional.
Sure.
I'm telling you, that's what happened to me. And he never could. After that, it really wasn't never nothing for and I still liked him. We still spent time together. But I checked out. Something broke in me. And I never was the same. I wasn't mean. But I never was the same. I'll never forget that day. I forgot what we were. But when I heard him say, and he paused, which meant he thought about what to say. He was like, "This my friend. It's my friend Lynn." Like that. "This my friend Lynn." And I was like, "Hey," I spoke to the person. But I'm going to tell you, it crushed me. But I said that day, I made a decision. I'm going to be exactly who you said I was. And I just felt, I took myself out, my emotions out. And it's just a date.
Wow.
And I don't care no more. No, I'm for real. Like that's
it.
That's what you said I am. That's who I'm gonna be. Yeah. I'm gonna be who you said But it hurt.
But what's interesting
Yep.
is that in each and every one of these situations that we've talked about, at no time was there an actual conversation.
We just
with
assumed because of interaction.
Right. But then also there wasn't, even when the shift happened, there was no conversation about it.
I didn't say nothing.
Right. But that's the point I'm making. Like, even when you discover, when we all discovered it was transactional.
And I'm going to tell you something. I can't even really say it was transactional because it was like I'm telling you, he was like, what's like, you're different. He just kept saying that. I mean, trying to marry me and everything, but I'm your friend. Like, I never recovered from it. I ain't going to lie to you. Yeah. I never recovered. And I liked him. Yeah. I believe I might have even loved him. Wow. But I was done. Like, that's who you say I am? That's who I'm going to be. Yep. Ooh. I just wasn't the same anymore. And he probably never knew why. But that's the reason. When all this time we had spent together, all this exchange, all this, and you going to tell somebody I'm your friend?
Okay. I'm finna be
you
your best friend.
You could have just said this Lynn.
Right. Yeah.
Right. This Lynn, man. You could have said that.
But do you think he didn't say anything because you all hadn't had a conversation about what you all were?
It don't matter.
I mean, I'm just asking. Do you think
possible, but
you know what I'm saying? And he didn't want to assume because he didn't want to be like, she's my woman.
She a little crazy.
Yeah, because she might be like, first of all, who? So he was like, this my friend Lynn. Because to him, that was probably safe to say, even though it wasn't.
Looking at me like that, Queasy? Because I don't care.
He could have said lady friend.
No. That's about equivalent to friend on the obituary, lady friend.
No, special friend.
Special friend.
Special friend.
But you know what, Pauletta? I'm telling you, because I'm telling you, he was just like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Well,
like, I'm telling you. Yeah. And it was really, I'm telling you, I know for a fact that he liked me. I know for a fact. Well, yeah, he talked about marriage and everything, but I had checked out by then. Like, I'm like, no, I'm your friend in my head, but I never verbally said it. But that's me. I can be very extreme. Let me say something about myself. I can be very extreme. Like I can go from
My friend healing
I'm
today.
probably like he probably really didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
You know, he probably really didn't because we never said what we were.
Right.
We didn't. Now we talked about, do we want relationship? You know, are we ready for a relationship? We had that kind of talk. We'll stop talking. Like we could never stop dealing with each other. Like it was like we'll not talk, then we be bad. We not talk. You know, it was like that. It wasn't toxic or nothing. It just was. You know, you just really like somebody.
Yeah.
You just, you know, and it was coming to that, and then it came down to I want to marry you and all of that stuff like that. But I'm extreme though. I'm like that. Like, oh yeah, like, and then you can't tell me that that ain't what it is either. Like when I fix my brain, that's what it is.
That's it.
That's what
Ain't
it
no
is.
coming back.
It's gonna take the Holy Ghost.
When I say the
to
whole
come and tell me that ain't what he meant, Lynn. Well, he just said that because he was unsure and he didn't know where you was. And now that you say that, I'm more than positive that's what it was. But I just remember, and see, this is the thing. I already didn't trust a lot of people, and it was hard for me to trust. And I had opened myself up. So that was the thing. I had opened myself up to the possibility of it being something, and then for you to categorize it like that in front of somebody, like you probably wasn't sure because you know I'm a little.
And it
touched.
was just that was the lens you heard it
But-
from. You heard it from that lens of mistrust.
I was, and I still am.
Yeah.
But it's a good kind of touched. That's how I describe it. But I'm telling you, I was like, that's it. And I never said a word. To this day, I've never said anything. But in my mind, I remember the day like it was yesterday. I said to myself, I'm finna be exactly who you said I was. And from that day, that's what I was. Like I took my feelings out of it. Like I like you, but so?
Yeah.
Like it just changed. Something
And it
shifted
hurt.
in me.
Yeah.
It did hurt.
It did.
Because I don't open myself up like
Yeah.
that easily to
And
people.
you went into flight mode.
Yeah, I did. And so now when you did that, now I felt like I gotta protect me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
my
you didn't. I felt
feelings.
like you didn't protect me.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So now I gotta. I know that may sound extreme to somebody,
But that's
I'm just
from
telling you the
childhood,
truth.
though. I mean, but
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know, I felt
It's all
like
connected.
wow, like I opened myself up and to you, and I don't open myself up to people like that. You know, I ain't just opening myself up to just everybody, and I open myself up to the possibility of you and spending time with you and bring around my folks. You bring me around your. And you said that, I'm telling you, I never said anything about it, but I never forget how I felt, and I never forget inside of myself, I said, oh, that's who I'm finna be.
Wow.
Like I never had a conversation like, why did you tell them you didn't have to? That's what you said?
That's who I am.
That's who I am. And that's who I became. And from that day forward, nothing could really become of it because I was like, I'm a friend.
Wow.
So I couldn't even believe that you felt the way you were saying because I resorted back to how you labeled me.
Right.
So, and I know that's extreme. I know it is, but I'm just telling you.
I don't think it's extreme. I just think that it's.
I remember how I felt though.
But that was how you protect yourself too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Default.
yeah, and I don't think it's a more mature Lynn would have had a conversation, right? But you weren't in that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
I think you would have.
It just depends.
I think you would call him on it. I think you would have.
She wouldn't have because she didn't want. She would have not have wanted him to know
That I even
that
cared.
bothered her.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about the maturest of Lynn.
I'm talking about today.
That's what I'm talking.
At 7:10. Yes, at 7:10. No, I mean 11. It just
I
changed.
ain't just say nothing.
At 7:11. Nothing. No, Nathaniel. Yep. Okay, so the next question.
Cause she's stuck at she like, no,
know.
you know me well.
Right. No, she wouldn't have said that. I'm talking about today. On the brink of 50.
It's so many undone conversations I got with people that I would never have.
Never.
That's it.
Unless they
Never-
cross my path and ask me.
Would. Okay.
If they don't ask me, I ain't saying nothing. I just make adjustments. Like, oh, that's how you feel. That's how you think. Okay. And I just adjust. I
like
that ain't healthy. I don't think it's healthy.
No, it's not.
But I mean, I'm good. I got the greatest doctor's report. no issues, no high blood pressure, no nothing.
No, I got that. I got that.
It ain't worrying me. That's the point that I'm saying.
Right. No,
But,
not
yeah,
worrying.
I'm like that.
So to speak.
I don't know why I'm like that. Maybe
Trauma.
childhood, yeah.
Trauma.
And maybe it's a protection thing, but no, I'll have
I
conversations.
tell you,
though.
Desiree's so weak.
Like, I'm not outside of talking. Let me say this. I will talk to people and have conversations. I'm not
I
saying
know you
that.
will, because
But I will have conversations. Like if I'm in a relationship with you or if I'm dating you, I will talk. If you ask me something or if there's something I want to say, I will. But there are certain things, depending on how it ends, I won't say a thing. It just depends. It depends on how it ends or what the culmination is whether I say something or not. You know, I just go on. Why are y'all so mad at him? But anyway, okay. Let me say this. Looking back, have any of you missed out on some really good relationship due to the trauma? Dog, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Due to trauma from feeling used in previous transactional relationships.
nah.
You don't think you missed out on anything? You do?
You do?
Yeah, not like romantic relationships wise, but like friendships or stuff like that. I do. I feel like I always thought I was an open person, but I'm real closed off. So
But I like the queese that you're becoming. I can see you're becoming now. You're in your becoming season.
hey, yes,
That lady.
Now who churching? Quickening.
Ooh, that lady remind you of something. She remind me.
I ain't got time to play with y'all. Juna, y'all know
what I
that
will
we
say-
continue the conversation after the conversation.
I
Go
was
ahead,
gonna say-
Juna.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've missed out on any reciprocal relationships as a result of the trauma from transactional relationships. But I do
That's
believe
good.
that I have missed out on some what could have been some fabulous transactional relationships because of the trauma I experienced in some transactional relationships. That's good. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I have missed, I look at those as opportunities that may have been missed because I was too bent on what happened in this because I didn't view it
I
as
can
a
admit that as
transactional
well.
relationship.
I can admit that as well.
And so I was too shy or too standoffish about pursuing something that I was clear that could have been a transactional relationship because of what happened in this
definitely.
discovery.
I can admit that as
of
well.
transaction.
I can admit that fully. What's our question of the week?
How are you managing your well-being while engaging in transactional
That's good.
relationships?
Because you do have to manage that and make sure you understand that both people need to understand that this is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes y'all can say what it is and somebody can still expect something other than
Different.
that.
Sure.
Because they may just be saying that just to make you comfortable.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, the whole entire time, their expectations are greater. Well, you guys, y'all know we continue the conversation after we continue the
tongue tied.
conversation. Oh, Queesa done jumped on me.
When I say that spirit,
of Queesa
delete.
jumped on me. Listen, we will continue the conversation after the conversation on our social media platforms. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at the Her Lounge Podcast. See y'all guys later.
Bye-bye.